What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new video where we will talk about Philippe Coutinho and his imminent move to Bayern Munich. So let me know guys, are you unhappy that Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool didn't go for the option of a one-year loan with an option to buy? Because that's what Bayern Munich have agreed with Barcelona about. It's a deal in principle, but Coutinho is now flying to Germany to finalize the contract. And also the very respectable Gabriele Marcotti has tweeted out, and also Tancredi Palmieri, another journalist, has tweeted out that Bayern Munich will pay 15 million euros for a one-year loan for Coutinho, which is a considerably lower amount that was first reported. Apparently Barcelona at first wanted 25 million euros for a one-year loan. But, Coutinho's wages are 23.4 million euros per year. That's the gross wages that Liverpool or Bayern have to pay if they take Coutinho on loan. So if you add that up, Coutinho will cost a whopping 38 million euros for Bayern Munich for just one season. And then either he goes back to Barcelona or Coutinho gets to play for Bayern Munich for a longer time, but Bayern have to pay 120 million euros to get him. I will be honest guys, for 38 million euros, which is about 34 million pounds, just to take Coutinho on a one-year loan, I think it's not worth it. As much as I want Liverpool to be as strong as possible, like, let's be honest, for 34 million pounds, you get to sign a pretty decent midfield player. And for double that amount, that's Coutinho's real transfer value. The 120 million euros, which is about 110 million pounds or 105 million pounds. Coutinho is nowhere near worth that amount. And I think that it's an incredible deal for Barcelona if you consider the financial side of it, and also if you consider that Coutinho is not a regular starter anymore at Barcelona, because they will start with Griezmann on the left, Suarez up front and Messi on the right. And by the way, Barcelona had a disastrous first day in the Spanish league because they lost Suarez through injury, Messi couldn't play because of injury, and the manager started with Rafinha, I think, and Alena in midfield. Rakitic and Busquets were only on the bench, and Barcelona lost to an Aritz Aduri's incredible bicycle kick goal in the 89th minute. And the striker, the veteran, who is almost 40 years old now, came on just 1 minute earlier. So it's a horrendous start for Barcelona to start the league season with a defeat. And this has to be a cautionary tale for any top stars who maybe have their heads turned by either Barcelona or Real Madrid, that it can go really wrong. Just look at Coutinho's career. And Jurgen Klopp told Coutinho when he was thinking about going to Barcelona this, and I quote, "I told him to stay and they will end up building a statue in his honor at Liverpool. Go somewhere else, to Barcelona, Bayern, Munich or Real Madrid, and you will be just another player. Here at Liverpool you can be something more." And actually that's what Coutinho's career has been like. After leaving Liverpool, he will be just another player at Bayern. He was just another player at Barcelona. And yes, after Coutinho really desperately wanted to join Barcelona, it looks like that his career has really nosedived. Actually, Coutinho paid 11 million pounds of his own money to force a move to Barcelona. And we used the funds that we got from Coutinho, from the Coutinho deal, to buy the best centre-back and the best goalkeeper probably in the world, and we won the Champions League. So I think Coutinho actually did us a favor by wanting to move to Barcelona, because if we hadn't sold Coutinho, we wouldn't be able to buy Alisson, we wouldn't be able to buy Van Dijk, and our team wouldn't have been good enough to challenge for the Premier League title, to win the Champions League, to get to back-to-back Champions League finals. Even though I was very disappointed at the time, Coutinho leaving Liverpool benefited Liverpool a lot more then it benefited Coutinho. Let's look at the quotes from this Coutinho to Bayern Munich loan deal. Bayern CEO Karl-Heinz Rummenigge said after Bayern's opening day disappointing draw against Hertha Berlin, they were trailing at halftime, they could only get a 2-2 draw. This is what he said: "I can confirm that Hasan Salihamidzic and I were in Barcelona last Wednesday and reached an agreement with FC Barcelona and the player Coutinho. We have watched Coutinho for quite some time. The name doesn't matter, only the quality." And also sporting director Salihamidzic said, "I would like to thank FC Barcelona. Obviously we still have to finalize a few details, but we are delighted to be bringing this player to FC Bayern." And also the manager Niko Kovac said, "In my opinion, not only Bayern Munich but also the entire Bundesliga and the whole of Germany can be delighted to be welcoming such a big name player to our league." And actually it's quite sad to see Coutinho being offered around Europe by Barcelona in this whole summer transfer window. Barcelona were actually desperate to offload Coutinho because Coutinho just didn't fit into the Barcelona team under Valverde, who likes his midfielders to be quite defensive and quite disciplined and not the free-flowing creativity that Coutinho offers on the pitch. And on the left wing, Coutinho was just not effective enough. He didn't score enough goals, he didn't get enough assists. It was a whole different scenario at Liverpool where he was having a lot of freedom and he could drift around on the pitch doing whatever he likes, and the team was built around Coutinho at Liverpool. But at Barcelona he was just another player. At Bayern Munich I'm not sure it will be any different. I mean, Bayern Munich probably needed a very good winger, but Coutinho is not a traditional winger in that he doesn't have the incredible pace to beat defenders. He's more of a, creative playmaker who likes to thread through balls, who likes to cut inside on his right foot from the left wing and shoot on goal. So it's going to be very interesting how Coutinho can actually fit in at Bayern Munich. But it can't be any worse than at Barcelona, because at Barcelona his season was a disaster. Even Coutinho himself said that it was very bad. And also this leaves very open questions about whether Barcelona will be able to sign Neymar, because originally what Barcelona wanted to do is to send Neymar, to send Coutinho to Paris Saint-Germain and to send Neymar, the other way, and add some money on the Coutinho deal and buy Neymar. But at the moment, with Barcelona not having the money in the pocket from the Coutinho deal, I mean just 50 million euros plus Coutinho's wages of the wage bill, it's not enough money to sign Neymar right now, and there is no guarantees that Bayern will buy Coutinho at the end of his loan spell. There is also only just an option, not an obligation to buy, which is very important, because at the moment I think Barcelona cannot afford to sign Neymar. The only way that happened was either Coutinho goes to Paris Saint-Germain plus some money, or Bayern buy Coutinho outright right now with 120 million euros cash, and then then Barcelona would be able to buy Neymar. But at the moment, it's not really happening in my opinion. French football journalist Jonathan Johnson gave an update on Barcelona's move for Neymar. So let's go into detail with this. This is what he said. Barcelona basically don't have enough money to meet Paris Saint-Germain's demands. PSG want Nelson Semedo and Philippe Coutinho plus at least 100 million euros in cash, and Barcelona are unwilling to meet this and would rather not let go of Semedo, who actually started against Athletic Bilbao. They would rather let Coutinho go, and Ivan Rakitic himself is not keen on the move, and Ousmane Dembele, another player touted, always wants to stay and fight for his place at Barcelona. These were the first official face-to-face talks between Barcelona and PSG Tottenham were also interested in taking Coutinho on loan, but Coutinho actually rejected that move. So it's a very, very interesting transfer saga, and I really wanted to just give you guys an update because I'm sure that many of you guys are watching this Coutinho transfer saga with a lot of interest, including myself. And at the moment, Jurgen Klopp could actually surpass the 300-point mark as Liverpool manager faster than any of his previous predecessors, any of the previous Liverpool manager. He could get to 150 matches, having won the most points in Liverpool as a Liverpool manager, and that is in the Premier League era, because still Kenny Dalglish has a staggering 60.1% winning percentage at Liverpool as a manager. Jurgen Klopp, actually with a 57% winning percentage, is fourth on the all-time list behind Kenny Dalglish and also the older managers who were in the early 1900s, Barclay and John McKenna, and also the great Bob Paisley, who actually has 57.6%. So Jurgen Klopp's winning percentage is 56.9%. It's going to be very interesting whether Jurgen Klopp can actually improve his winning percentage, because I think for the first 3 years his winning percentage wasn't really very good, wasn't the best, but for the last 1.5 years it has gone up considerably. And actually Shaqiri gave an interview to a Swiss newspaper, and he was talking about a little bit being disappointed that he's not getting a lot of minutes. This is what he said: "I'm disappointed that I did not play anymore. Nobody likes to sit on the bench. It's clear that I want more playing time. I have to look at the situation and find a solution." Does he indicate here that he's open to maybe leaving Liverpool? I'm not sure. I think he just wants to impress the manager in training and to get more minutes. And at the moment, I think Shaqiri will get more minutes, because against Southampton, I expect Liverpool to make a lot of changes, because some of the players played 120 minutes during the night in the scorching heat in Turkey. And we have a game, from Wednesday to Saturday. There is not a lot of breaks, not a lot of rest. So I think that Liverpool will change the midfield, and maybe Salah will get a rest. Maybe Origi will start with Firmino and Sadio Mane. I can see that's a possibility. But also Shaqiri could start with Firmino and Mane. That's also a possibility. I think because Firmino didn't start against Chelsea in the Super Cup final, I expect him to start against Southampton, and we are just a much better team when Firmino is on the pitch. So also in midfield I expect changes. I think Fabinho and Henderson will get a rest, maybe Wijnaldum, Milner, and maybe Shaqiri could play in midfield as well. We shall wait and see. Also, Wijnaldum has been asked to sum up Liverpool's rivalry with Man City on the pitch, and this is what he said: "I like it because you push each other to the maximum. We push them to do better, they push us to do even better." I think that's why last season we both had a lot of points, because when you look at each other, you have to perform, because otherwise the other team will walk away and extend their lead at the top of the table. I think it's good, and I think this season even more teams will compete for the title, so it's going to be harder, but it will also be better for the rivalry. That's what the Premier League is all about now, a lot of good teams. Last season it was Man City and us competing for the title, but I think more teams will compete this season, because I think other teams have made good signings and are even stronger than last season. And actually he revealed that Sadio Mane actually trolled him after Wijnaldum missed a penalty in the penalty shootout against Man City and Liverpool lost the Community Shield final. Wijnaldum said, Sadio Mane just sent me a text message just with question marks. I replied saying, Sadio, I know it was not good. He was saying the team lost because of me. But he was joking, of course, because I say the same thing to him. It's karma, I accept it. And I said, yes, Sadio, you are right. That is hilarious. I'm sure that Wijnaldum was winding up Sadio Mane when he was missing some penalties for either Liverpool or for his home nation Senegal in the Africa Cup of Nations. Mane missed, I think, like two penalties in the games, so I'm sure that Wijnaldum was winding up Sadio Mane as well. And that's it for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.